Everyone in my household loves cheesecake. I mean, cheesecake is yummy, but I love cookies. So I had to create a cheesecake that a cookie girl like me would love. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Coming up next. Welcome to Turtles Tasty Treats, where we make baking from scratch easy. Today I'm excited to share with you my chocolate chip cookie cheesecake. This cheesecake is not only packed with chocolate chip cookies, it has a chocolate chip cookie bottom and it's topped with chocolate chip cookies as well. Now, in order to make this yummy, yummy, yummy tasty treat, these are the following ingredients that you will need: cream cheese, eggs, sugar, vanilla extract, sour cream, all-purpose flour, kosher salt, my chocolate chip cookie dough with mini chocolate chips, and a semi-sweet chocolate bar. To mix up my ingredients, I'll be using my KitchenAid stand mixer fixed with my whisk attachment, a large bowl, a whisk, and a spatula. Now my oven is going to be preset to 375 degrees. That is so that I can cook the cookie bottom of my cheesecake. Now when it's time to cook my cheesecake, I will lower the temperature to 300 degrees. Today I'll be using my 9-inch spring pan. In order to make sure that my cheesecake doesn't stick, I'll be putting butter all around and on the bottom of the pan. I also will be using parchment paper at the bottom. Taking my ice cream scoop, I'm going to begin to scoop in my chocolate chip cookie dough into my pan. Taking my spatula, I'm going to go ahead and smooth out my cookie dough to create a layer of cookie dough. Now that my cookie dough is nice and smooth on the bottom, I'm ready to place it in the oven for 9 minutes. Now that my cookie dough has baked for 9 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and let it cool down completely. Now that my chocolate chip cookie layer has baked for 9 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and lower the temperature in the oven to 300 degrees. Now it's time to make our cheesecake. Taking my cream cheese, I'm going to go ahead and add it to my bowl, and then I'm going to mix it up. Now it's time to add the sugar to my cream cheese. And let's mix it up. Now for a little flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add my vanilla extract now. Let's mix it up. Taking my spatula, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of my bowl. I'm also going to get the bottom. I want to make sure that everything is thoroughly mixed up well. Now it's time to add the eggs. I'll be cracking my eggs into a separate bowl. I want to make sure that no eggs or no bag eggs will go into my cheesecake batter. So one at a time, I'm going to mix it up in between. Let's mix it up. Egg number 2. number 3. Now for egg number 4, I'll be just using the egg white. So I'm going to crack my egg open. I'm going to let the egg white fall into my bowl, and I'm going to move my egg yolk back and forth in my egg shell. Now that I just have my egg yolk, I'm going to place my egg yolk into a separate bowl, and then that egg yolk is going to go into my cheesecake batter. Let's mix it up. Now it's time to add the sour cream into my bowl. Let's mix it up. Now to balance the sweetness, I'm going to go ahead and add the salt now. Let's mix it up. To make sure that my cheesecake sets up nicely, I'll be adding a little bit of flour to my cheesecake batter. Let's mix it up. Now taking my spatula, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of my bowl and the bottom one final time. Now that my cheesecake is all mixed up, it's now time for me to prepare my chocolate. I'm going to use a double boiler in order to melt my chocolate down. Now that my chocolate has completely melted, I'm ready to add 1 cup of my cheesecake mix into my bowl to create chocolate cheesecake. Before I pour my cheesecake into my cheesecake pan, I'm going to put foil on the bottom of my pan. This is because I'll be baking my cheesecake in a water bath. Now that the foil is on the bottom of my pan, I'm ready to place the cheesecake into my pan. Cheesecake is all into my pan, I'm ready to prepare my water bath. So I'm going to go ahead and take my water and place it into my pan. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my cheesecake and place it into my pan. Now I'm ready to bake my cheesecake in the oven on 300 degrees for 1 hour. Minutes has passed. Now it's time for me to turn my oven off and let my cheesecake remain in the oven for another hour. After this hour is up, I will place my cheesecake in the refrigerator to remain overnight. One of the things that I'll be using to top my chocolate chip cheesecake is whipped cream, and I'm going to be making my own to do that. The ingredients that I will be using are heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla extract. I also will be using some chocolate chip cookies. I went ahead and chopped them up into my food processor to create chocolate chip crumbs. To make my whipped cream, I'm going to start by adding my heavy whipping cream into my bowl. Next, I'm going to add my powdered sugar. And now it's time for me to combine the two. Let's mix it up. Now I'm going to add my vanilla extract. Let's mix it up. Now I'm going to continue to allow my stand mixer to mix everything together for about 5 minutes on high. Now this is the consistency that I was going for. Now it's time for me to add this into my piping bag. Now to fill my piping bag, I've already put my piping tip into my piping bag, and I'm going to fold over my bag over a tall glass. Using my spatula, I'm going to go ahead and take my whipped cream and fill it inside my piping bag using my glass. Now that our cheesecake has set up overnight, it's now time to decorate. I'm going to start by unlocking my spring form pan. Now that the ring is off my cheesecake, I'm going to use a plate, turn it upside down, and remove the bottom pan. And the layer of parchment paper, I can go ahead and peel that off as well. Now I can go ahead and take my stand and flip it over. Now taking my piping bag, I'm going to go ahead around the edges and pipe on some whipping cream on top. Now taking my cookie crumbs, I'm going to go ahead and place it on the side of my cheesecake. Now taking my chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to go ahead and place them on top. And there we have it, a chocolate chip cheesecake. And now it's time to taste our tasty treat. Ready, Jim?
Yes.
Jim is going to be doing the cutting. I'll hold it. Yum. Jim's doing a pretty good job. Fork. Look inside, everyone. There's the chocolate cheesecake and some of the cookie dough. Yum. Oh, Jim's piece has a lot of the chocolate.
Can we taste now?
I'm gonna move that out of the way. Okay, yes, we can taste now. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
That's impressive, Nick.
Mm. Mm. This is yummy. I'll see you in the next one and subscribe for more.